Hello, everybody. Welcome to Is This a Ghost? I'm Clayton Smith, and every week I tell my real friend Patrick Dean a real ghost story from real life. It's real, and he doesn't take it real seriously.
How did you fuck up the intro?
It's real. I just want everyone to know it's real. I think that people sometimes get lost in the cadence,
Right. Yeah.
you know, and so I just want to mix it up today. Just hey, everyone, these are real stories.
Yeah. Real people turned into ghosts in this story.
Yeah, real people died so that we could tell you this story.
Mm-hmm.
So please, when you talk to me about this podcast, please stop saying, but you don't really believe in ghosts, right? Because these are real. I'm talking to my students directly here because every time they ask me about it in class, I explain them. They're like, but you know, ghosts aren't real, right? And look, it's the real ghost stories.
I wonder if we might have a new sponsor for the podcast here once the old gin money runs out.
Mm-hmm. You got something on the hook?
I'm thinking. I just realized I have the Papa John's app on my phone a few days ago, and so I realized that the Papa John's app has Papa John's stickers on it.
Oh.
So every conversation I have, be it work, be it with my parents, be it with Amy, be it with you, I add Shaquille O'Neal slam dunking pizzas into garlic sauce, and I think it's gonna start being my thing.
I'm sorry. When you say what's happening?
Just go check. Go look.
I'm looking.
Does it not show up on your side?
My phone?
Yes. I don't know. Wherever you get your iMessages.
I'm looking at that on my screen. I see Anchorman trying to get in to a place.
Anchorman? You think? I'm sorry. Did you confuse Anchorman and Eric Andre?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's very small. Oh, it's not. So it shows up on my phone, but not on iMessage.
The old Papa John needs to go pay the money to have that stuff show up on the iMessage.
What is this?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why I have the Papa John's app installed on my phone. I'm glad I do, obviously.
Sure.
But, I'm not entirely sure how often they update the stickers on there because I don't know how long ago Shaquille O'Neal slam dunking pizzas into garlic sauce was a thing. But
he's still very involved.
Is he?
I think he's an owner. I think he might be like the main owner now that that Big John is out.
Man, they really need to rename it. This is such an opportunity.
What would you rename Papa John's pizza?
Papa Shaq's.
It seems obvious, right?
Papa Shaq. It's pretty clear, yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, Papa John's.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Oh, he's on the board of directors.
Wow. Papa John's has a board of directors? What kind of decisions does the Papa John's board of directors make exactly? Like 2 pepperoncinis or 1 pepperoncini in the box? I don't.
And how do we handle all this racism? That's probably
if we have time after the pepperoncini decision, we will address the racism.
I'll tell you one thing they decided to do was to make a big pizza called the Shaq-a-roni pizza.
I've gotten is that the Shaq pepperoni pizza?
No, it's the Shaq-a-roni pizza.
Well, okay, yeah, fine. I have eaten that. I have eaten that before.
Oh, he also he's a franchisee.
He owns a franchise.
He owns a franchise of Papa John's. Good for him. What a life he has.
It's a blessed life.
I think you're onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love it if we can get Shaq on this podcast to slam dunk some pizza and some actual garlic sauce. That's a win.
Now, which basketball celebrity or basketball adjacent celebrity do you think would come onto a ghost podcast? Didn't we have a discussion whenever maybe at the Pfister Hotel? There was an NBA
It wasn't
player.
the Pfister. It was we haven't done the Pfister, but it was at Colorado Hotel.
Oh, that's right.
Brown Hotel.
Yes. I haven't been paying the closest attention.
I forget every detail of these as soon as I hit end record. Let's see. Basketball personality, I think. Living, does he have to be alive?
To be on the podcast?
Yeah.
Generally, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a ghost podcast. I would say, is Meta World Peace still alive? Is it Ron Artest? He seems crazy.
Ooh, he seems like he might be dead though. That would be really good. Like if you're at a trivia night, like an alive or dead question.
Yeah.
Meta world peace, because he seems like the sort of person that could be dead at any moment. But
I think he's alive.
All right. Well,
he seems like a dangerous but willing guest.
it says age. Oh my! Wow.
He's
I did
not as old as he's like he's barely older than you are.
Yeah, he's like literally 2 years older than me. I don't know how I feel about that exactly.
Huh.
That is.
What have you done with your life?
I have not punched anybody out in Detroit.
Shares have you thrown at people's heads on national television?
I mean, I have 2 years to catch up, obviously.
That's true.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
Who do you think we could get?
Charles Barkley would be a pretty good one. He seems like he would definitely be a believer. Yeah, he would be game
for sure. He would come with a story. Be like, I'm so glad you invited me. I've been waiting for this.
I'm so glad your people reached out to my people, and we'll be like, who's our people?
Why did you get here? What are you doing here? How did you get the Zoom link?
Did Tara call you?
Where'd you travel to this week, by the way?
I was in lovely Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was great.
I like Minneapolis.
Yeah, there's nothing there, but it's fine.
There's a Target.
There is a Target. The Twins were not in town, which is like the only thing I would have been interested in doing.
They got the Juicy Lucy.
You
have a Juicy Lucy?
I'm sorry.
It's a kind of hamburger that is I don't know. They're known for it.
Traveling with a vegan, unfortunately.
What? So. Who the fuck is a vegan?
Let's not get into it, but it's a work thing.
Are you traveling with my ex-wife?
I am not. Absolutely not. No. No matter what she says, I am not. No, I did visit the Mall of America though.
How is that?
It is a mall. There were I thought it would be more than that, but it is not. It is
really?
A mall. It is a mall with a roller coaster in the middle of it.
Yeah, how big of a roller coaster?
I mean, like a regular sized roller coaster.
Well, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's okay. Yeah, I've never seen a roller coaster inside, which is neat. But then after 5 seconds, I was like, okay, back to the mall. So
I did think there would be more than just mall there.
Yeah, it's just mall. There's Claire's, Auntie Anne's.
The iPhone fix-it shop.
Another Auntie Anne's. Yeah, there's a laser tag place. I mean,
people travel very far distances to go there.
There was a hotel industry built up around the mall.
Yeah,
there's a dozen hotels for people that want to visit the mall.
Man, that's good branding.
I guess
we should get that guy to do to tell people about our podcast.
Welcome to the podcast of America.
That's a very different vibe. Very different vibe than this show. Well, that's cool. And what's the brewery out there? There's a big Surly Brewing's up there. They have a really great spot. Yeah, I
had a Surly IPA at dinner one night. It was pretty good.
Yeah, they've got a big brewery. It's a cool hangout. But you really blew it. You really fucked up.
Oh, trust me, I know. You don't have to tell me. Trust me, I know.
Excuse me. I don't know. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm drinking lemon ginger tea, and that ginger it hurts.
You put anything fun on the front end of that, or just lemon ginger tea? And that's it.
That is the fun stuff.
No,
we're going to be on an island in 50 days.
Right.
And
so you need to be
I gotta be sober the whole time between now and then, so I don't set fire to the plane tickets by accident again. No, we're gonna go on an island. There's gonna be a beach there, and I just I thought maybe it'd be a good opportunity to get healthy.
I guess okay.
That's but when children on the beach see my body, I don't want them to be like, ah. I would rather them not. I guess I don't want children looking at me at all when I'm in that position. So
just wear all your clothes on the beach. That's what I do.
That's true. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Seems normal.
Yeah, so putting
I mean,
a pause on that for now.
You are the size of like a medium-sized sea predator, so I would say you're gonna get some screams regardless.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, I'm trying to be a smaller sea predator.
Okay.
I would like to maybe more like barracuda than great white. You know.
I was gonna say orca, but that's fine.
I know you were. That's why I beat you to it.
Yeah. Well,
I like to think of myself as the great white shark of great white men.
Yeah. Well, good luck getting to the barracuda stage.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
I appreciate that. Would you like to join me in solidarity and no longer drink on this podcast?
Fuck right off. No,
it's only 9 weeks.
9 weeks of not drinking.
It's only 9 episodes
on the podcast.
Yeah.
The only way I'm getting through this podcast most days is through a healthy amount of hibiscus gin. So,
all right, that's fair. I appreciate your honesty. It's hurtful, but it's fair. Speaking of, do you want to get through another one?
Yeah, sure. Let's get through this one.
Great. Okay, let's see. Here we go. So in the year 1830 or thereabouts.
Right.
You could probably just start guessing the years from now. It's always 18.
I'd love to. Yeah.
You probably get within 7 years every time.
Probably.
But anyway, by 1830 or right around 1830, a man named Stephen Taylor opened a chair shop in Gardner, Massachusetts.
A chair shop?
A chair shop.
Not the tables though.
Not tables. Just chairs.
I'm not good at the big flat pieces, so tables not for me. But chairs, I can make the small flat
pieces. Yeah, that's
I can wing that. Yeah, kind of a shaky hand. So,
Gardner, the town, had made a name for itself as a lumber town. And so Taylor was like, I could make chairs with wood.
Yeah.
So he made a chair shop. Now it was the first chair shop in Gardner, but it was, I tell you, it was far from the last. And in fact, by 1910, there were, guess how many chair factories in Gardner?
I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say 17 chair factories.
20
chair factories.
And Gardner is not a very big town.
Yeah, well, I mean, those industries, it just kind of pops up.
That's true.
I mean, there's a lot of, in America, lots of butts. Lots of eating, lots of dinner. So
yeah, need those good strong chairs.
Sure.
Yep.
Stronger by the year. Okay.
Yeah. And they produce, so these 20 chair factories, in 1910, 20 factories producing 4 million chairs a year.
Goodness.
It's a lot of chairs.
How many people are alive in the U.S. at this time? And how many chairs do they go through? Yeah.
A lot of them. Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
But so Gardner eventually becomes known as, quote, Chair City. And,
I mean, if you're going to be city of something, there's worse things like Cholera City.
That's true. Now, they probably also had a lot of cholera.
Right, but like not more than they had chairs. So.
That's right. Yeah. And let me see, you like roadside attractions, so you'll appreciate this. If you go to Gardner, you get to see the bicentennial chair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is, unsurprisingly, the largest chair. Is this it's the biggest chair in the world.
Right. No,
it doesn't look that big.
I have seen a larger, I'm sorry, I've seen the largest rocking chair in the world. Not the largest chair.
That's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Rocking chair that's press an easy button. You don't have to, it doesn't have to stay still. It doesn't have to like hold anybody up on its own.
The Chair City. Boy, I don't know if I'd put that one on the resume. That just seems really boring.
Largest chair town in the world, baby. That's what that says. Anyway, so they like chairs.
Sure.
And his chairs are a big deal. So Taylor was onto something. And in 1830, but by 1845, he thought, this sucks. I don't do this anymore.
Chairs are so stupid. This is never going to work out.
Why didn't I do tables?
It's a fucking fad is what it is. We're going to be
People
sitting on the
want to stand.
Exactly. When I go home at night, do I sit on a chair? No, I sit on the bare dirt floor and I like it.
And then I lie down and I go to sleep. I don't sleep in chairs. I'm making beds now.
People are in chairs like 5 minutes a day. Why would I spend all this time making chairs? We're up doing shit all day.
So stupid. You can't plow a field in a chair. as the saying goes. So anyway, so he sold the business to a pair of brothers named Jonas and Sylvester Knowlton Pierce.
Sound like some nerds.
Yeah. Let's buy a chair company. Oh.
Mother will be so proud of us.
Mother loves a good sit. Oh. But it wasn't too long before Jonas was also like, this sucks. And he didn't stick around for long. So Sylvester Knowlton Pierce takes over the control of the company, and he renames it S.K. Pierce and Son Furniture Company.
Okay.
It becomes a wildly successful chair company. And when he took it over, he was 25 years old.
25 years old at the head of it. It's the head of a wildly successful chair. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. How's that toilet doing? Speaking of thrones,
it is so fucking loud. I don't. and it flushes for like 45 seconds. I could just mute the whole time.
Yeah.
But then you'd be like staring at me like, laugh at my jokes, dude. Hey, come on.
Hey, I wrote this one down. I was really proud of it.
Maybe you need like a please clap button, and then I'll unmute and I'll laugh.
Okay. Or I could just, you know what we should do is like just record you saying some like canned things, and then I can just plug them into the soundboard, and then we could just, instead of like the applause, I could just have the button that's like Patrick going, "Oh, good one, Clayton," or whatever it is that you always say.
Yeah. Whatever the things are that I say.
Yeah.
That's a good idea actually, because then like I might not need to stick around the whole time.
Yeah, you could duck out like halfway through if you've got other things to do. You can go. Okay. So anyway, so now. Yeah, Pierce, he had a real head for chairs, and the company goes gangbusters. And Pierce, I mean, he gets so much money. He becomes very wealthy.
What year is this again?
On chairs. This is now 1845.
Okay, so I have a feeling in a few years, the whole chair economy is going to take a bit of a shit. No one's going to be sitting down in a few years here.
But then
everything hits the wall.
People need to sit in battlefields and stuff. You make chairs.
They do not. That's
they
like
do.
the opposite of what they do. No,
well, I've never fought in a battle before, but I think I would want to be comfortable.
I mean, I would want to be. Sure, I also wouldn't want fucking gangrene, but we don't get a lot of choices on the battlefield. I wonder if there's gonna be like a chair boom afterwards, though. Like everybody comes home.
Lots of people want to sit.
Everybody comes home and they're like, I want to do one fucking thing right now. Just sit down.
Just sit down. So, well, you have no idea what you're talking about, because in 1873, which I believe is post-Civil War, right? That's just
chair,
after.
That's chair boom. And
that's true.
He made it chair boom right here. Yeah.
He made it through. Now it's chair boom. And he's making so much money that he looks at his house and he decides that he's so tired of slumming it in his normal person house. What he needs,
and he probably has like 700 chairs in his house.
He must have so many chairs.
They're all prototypes, like 3 legs, 6 legs,
1 leg. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
So he wants a rich person house. And so he builds a house that befits a man of his wealth and stature.
Is it shaped like a chair?
God, what would that even be like? It is not. It's a missed opportunity for sure. No, it is of course a Victorian style mansion. This is a ghost story, so it's a painted lady Victorian.
Of course, painted lady, right? Yeah, of course.
It's at 4 West Broadway in Gardner, Massachusetts. This is an important spot because it was directly across the street from the chair shop, which I bet his family loved. Let's see, go to work all day and you come home and you're at work basically all day.
And stare back across the street at work, thinking how many chairs I got to make tomorrow and the day after till I fucking die. Yeah.
How do we innovate the chair business? What else could you use to put on a chair besides your butt?
What if we made chairs out of something not wood?
Glass. What if we made glass chairs?
Let's make chairs out of very small animals. Let's try that.
And that's kind of thinking that brought him to #1 in the world. So this house it takes what about a year and a half to build it. It takes 100 men a year and a half to build this house.
Jeez.
It's a 2.5-story building with 11-foot ceilings.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know what the half story is about.
I'm sorry. 100. It takes 100 men a year and a half.
Yeah, it's
to build
pretty
this
big.
building. Yeah.
Well, it's not that big. Okay. Well, it has 10 bedrooms.
Oh, okay. So it's more. All right. Like 2.5 stories. Like this is enough men to like finish the Transcontinental Railroad, and they're building your house instead.
Well, it also has, I think, a 4-story tower. So that took some time.
A tower?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right in front.
So you can like see,
the house.
So you can see the chair factory really clearly.
Yeah. I'll show you the house. I'll show you the house.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you want to see the house.
I really do.
Where is the picture of the house?
Yeah, the chair factory as well, because I'm also interested in seeing that.
The chair factory, I don't think exists anymore.
I
mean, you want a chair? I'll show you a chair factory. Gardner's.
I mean,
chocolate
I will
block.
look. I will look up the.
You look up that, and I'll look up the house.
The Garden Chair Factory looks like every Industrial Revolution factory in that it looks like it would kill you if you stood within 10 feet of it. That's
because of the noxious chemicals coming out. Because I don't know
what is it about every like Industrial Revolution lithograph that they're obsessed with making the sky like painted gray with their own smoke from the smokestacks.
It is weird. It's like,
what is
that? How much we paint the black sky with our pollution. Okay, but here is the house. Boop boop.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's nice, right?
It's really pretty. Yeah.
And this is the tower.
I see.
So
okay.
You need a tower.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, makes sense. 4
flights, and then this little 2.5 story. And a little basement. Look at this basement.
I like this house. I really
it's
like
very nice. It's quite
it's
nice.
in very nice shape too.
Yeah. Now it is really haunted.
I mean, hang on. This really reminds me of a different house. Come on, where are you? Can you take this off screen? How do I do that? There we go. No, not that one.
This is going to be good for the podcast.
It really is. Okay, yep. So all of these remind me of the Psycho House. Don't they?
Yeah. Yes. Like, I think that's very.
This one's got a bit more of Psycho House to
more
it.
Than the others, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm sure. Yeah, the Psycho House. I think Hitchcock chose that style of house for very good reason, because all these fucking haunted houses look exactly the same. Yes. Anyway. So this is the house. Yeah. So 10 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms.
That's a bad ratio.
It's not a good ratio. That's a very bad number of bathrooms.
You're
10 bedroom house.
Again, Zillow's going to hate that. They're going to be like, this is really eats into a lot of the value of your home right now.
Yeah. Well, we could have made a 4th bathroom, but then we would have had to do away with the 9th bedroom, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you need 10 bedrooms for? And you only have 2 bathrooms. 2.5 baths.
I mean, hang on. This is a 1875,
73, yeah.
1873 bathroom. I'm not entirely sure what the bathroom consists of at this point.
That's true.
Like, is it?
It's like a trap door to the outside.
Like, are you done? Okay, throw it out the window. All right, let's go back to work.
The total square footage of this mansion, by the way, 6,661 square feet.
Bad number. It's a bad number.
It's a bad number. Very bad.
You may want to adjust that down a little bit.
Yeah, or go if you go up 9 feet, you're at 667. You know, that's
you're
better.
in the clear. Yeah.
It has
it's a neighbor of the beast.
yeah, and that's what you want to be. You don't want to be. You don't want the beast. You want the neighbor of the beast. This house is a real marvel. So for the time, it was really impressive. It had gas lighting in every room. It had a massive Winthrop fireplace, which I think was very like Citizen Kane style. Where you could walk into it if you just wanted to end it all. it had running water throughout the whole place.
Wow.
So pretty good. Pretty nice spot.
I'd say so. Sure.
And so Pierce moves in with his wife, Susan, and their son, Edward. They move in 1875. And it's wonderful. It's really great for about 2 weeks. At which point Susan catches a flesh-eating bacterial infection, and she dies there in the house.
All of a sudden, the running water a little suspect.
I would. Yeah.
1875's running water. I'm not drinking out of the bathroom tap.
We made a huge mistake by making the water going through the house is the same water that flushes down the toilet. We that's a closed loop system.
It's all water, guys. Why are you being so fucking picky?
Turns out that was a mistake. So she dies, and that's very sad. Pierce mourns her for 1 full year. I guess he's black. I think that's good. Yeah, that seems respectful. Yeah. I hope Aaron will mourn me for, I would say 3 years. It feels good for like
3 years.
Yeah, for me.
You know, young though.
Well, when do you think this is happening?
I'm sorry.
You do a full mourn for 1 year sounds very nice, but then like you gotta like taper it down a little bit. You can't.
I think it's a decade thing. Like if you're in your 40s, 1 year. Let's be honest. Okay.
What about your 50s? 6 months. It's like
18 months. No.
Oh, you think longer if you're in your 50s?
I think so.
I think shorter because you gotta get back. You're running out of time to get back
put
on
your
that
foot on the
saddle.
pedal there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a half-life thing. So every decade is a half-life. So 40s is a year, 50s 6 months.
6 months, right.
70s 3 months. 80s 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then if you're 90, 3 weeks. By the end of the month, you're
honestly 90s,
someone else's shoes under your bed.
90s, it's a speed bump at that point. You know, it's
we worked it out, and that's great.
We will publish our findings and
peer-reviewed double-blind paper. Yeah, great. Let's see. So after the year of mourning was over, 1 year to the day, he goes, "All right, I'm marrying this new woman." His name is Ellen.
I think he's cheating a bit on the 1 year here.
I don't know. I don't think it was actually exactly 1 year, but it made it sound like that the way this was written. He mourned her for a year, but then he got married to a woman named Ellen, who was, quote, far younger than himself.
Well, okay.
Now, he's getting pretty up there. So he was 25. He was born in 18. Let's do math.
Okay. Yes. Awesome.
1820.
I've had enough gin to do math at this point.
1820.
Right. 1820.
This is 1875.
Okay, so he's 55 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by some accounts, she was 25.
Okay, so like a little bit of a Leo DiCaprio job.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if when he's 55, like spending 12 months in mourning is, as we've shared, admirable.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he only had to do 6 months.
Yeah. So I mean, and it sounds like maybe he did, but that's.
Okay, so together he and Ellen had 2 more children. One was named Frank, and the other was named something else.
Okay, it's a weird name for a kid, but that's fine.
This person has been lost to history completely. Everyone agrees there were 2 more children. No one cared enough to write down the name of one of them. So now, so Edward is the first son, and now he's got 2 brothers. Or half brothers,
and he only knows the name of one of them.
And he only knows the name of one of them.
Yeah.
It's really tough. But life continues at the house, and it's good. You know, business is going well. Everything's great for Pierce, minus the the former wife thing. The house is amazing, and he loves to have people over. He's got fucking 10 bedrooms, so he's got to fill them up.
Yeah.
He holds legendary dinner parties, and he ended up entertaining such high-profile guests as President Calvin Coolidge.
Oh, okay.
Betty Davis.
Wow.
P.T. Barnum.
Oh, okay.
And Norman Rockwell.
Wow.
Despite the fact that my notes say normal Rockwell.
Well,
I think it was very
normal. He was very normal.
He was the most normal.
He's doing all this off the back of the chair industry.
He's a big chair, man. Big chair. It's all about big chair. Get that big chair money.
The chair boom is real.
Yes, and all of that was wonderful. until 1888 when S.K. Pierce himself also dies in the house.
Okay. 88, so he's 68 years old at that point?
Which is in this,
At
so
that
this
time,
19th century, come on.
Very lucky.
Yes.
Very lucky to reach that point. Yeah.
So he leaves the house to his wife, Ellen,
Mhm.
And the business as well. And that's all great for a while. But then Ellen dies in 1902.
Really? Ooh.
4 years later, which I think is nice. If you like if Amy died, then you would have the decency to die 4 years later, I think.
Oh, easily. Yeah. There wouldn't be a whole lot left here, obviously.
Yeah. So you get it. Now, once
but then, like, what about the chair company now, though? Like, clearly we're still using chairs, so. This
is the problem. This is the whole question. So now she's gone. The three sons get into a very bitter fight about who gets to inherit what. Who's got the house? Who's got the chair company? It's sort of like Succession. You watch Succession?
Sort of like a game of musical chairs.
No, cutting that. That's awful.
Audio flag. No, I'm sorry. That's not happening. I've not watched Succession. No. Is that on television?
It was until it ended.
Then I did not watch it. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A snob.
Yes, I'm such a snob.
It's on HBO. It's on Max, the new Max app.
Oh, it's on Max now. Okay, all right. Max. I will.
Yeah, go check it out.
I think I have that.
It's only like 3 seasons.
Yeah. Which shall I watch that or Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm never going to watch Succession then.
That's fine. I mean, Succession is a better show. But Ted Lasso, it's also very stressful, and it's about terrible people. But Ted Lasso is just so happy.
I don't want to watch a show where I feel worse at the end of it. You know?
That's not Succession's not for you.
Do you know how much of my day is experiences that I feel worse at the end of them? Like, it's most.
I have kids.
Yeah. So
I know.
I watched like half an episode of Ted Lasso on mute over someone's shoulder on the plane today, and it looked like a good show.
That's great. That's the best way to do it.
And after that guy turned it off and gave me a dirty look, it seemed like it's something I should probably pick up on my own at home.
I was on a plane to New York last week, and I watched on mute over someone's shoulder most of one of the John Wick movies. I don't know which one.
I am so happy that I'm not the only person that watches things on mute over people's shoulders too long on an airplane.
It's hard. I mean, I'm a big. I'm big, and I don't have a whole lot of places to look on planes. I can't just like curl up in my chair in my seat and just keep it to myself. I gotta just look around.
Yeah.
See, this could be a button that's your kid response.
It needs to be, yeah.
I don't know which John Wick it was, but it looked very exciting.
They all kind of look the same.
Yeah,
they're all very exciting.
I've only seen the first one, which I liked a lot. This wasn't that one. Are there 4 now?
There are 4. Yes. Yeah.
This is probably number 4.
Yeah.
Where were we in this episode? We're talking about planes and watching movies over people's shoulder.
We were on the boys having a Succession type.
Yeah, it's Succession style.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Edward is such a shiv,
Yes,
I guess,
definitely.
Yeah, you get it. No, Frank really. I think Frank in this one is the shiv. Totally. Edward is the Kendall.
Yeah, like one of them is Macaulay Culkin, right?
Close.
That's all I know.
That's so close. You're so close.
Okay.
One of them is a Culkin.
Okay.
Anyway, so this goes on for a while. The boys are really have a big falling out. It's not going great between them. Their relationship is very strained. But the business is doing fine, and the arguments between the brothers were real bad. But no one wanted to give any ground because it's making a lot of money, and they all want to have all the money.
Sure.
So they keep arguing about this until 1929, when the U.S. plunges into the Great Depression.
1929?
Yeah.
They fight over this? My
25 or so years. They are just like at each other. Then the Depression happens, and suddenly now that chair business is really drying up fast.
Yeah, the chair boom is over, boys.
Chair boom was a beautiful fever dream. So the other brothers are like, you can have it. And they leave town.
Wow.
Yep. And they leave Edward with a failing business and an empty house. Now the family money is just evaporating. The Great Depression, I don't know if you've heard about it before, it is bad.
Especially for like chair manufacturers, I guess.
Especially for chair magnates. Yeah, that really hit them really hard. No one can afford to sit anymore. Everyone's standing / crawling on their floors.
And you can't eat chairs, from what I understand.
You can't eat chairs. You can use them for fire, which is helpful, but
which doesn't take very long to use up. But yeah,
right.
Okay.
So the family money is just evaporating. And Edward's like, I can't be a poor. I can't do it. So he decides he's going to turn the mansion into a boarding house to bring in extra money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean the goal is that it's going to be a nice boarding house, like with respectable people.
It does look very nice. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But the problem is they got this depression on, and so there's not a lot of like wealthy people, or like wealthy people traveling for long periods of time and
vacationers in Depression era United States. Makes sense.
Yeah. So he had to settle for a less than savory societal element when it came to his boarders. And it wasn't long before the house is overrun with prostitution, gambling, and heavy drinking. This sounds like a blast, honestly.
I was gonna say, it sounds like it probably makes some money too. So
yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
You go down to Table Rock Lake sometimes.
Sure, of course.
I don't know if it's still there now, but if you go down Highway 44 towards Springfield, at some point in there's like these long stretches of just nothing.
Right.
Right. At some point on the side of the highway, there's like a strip mall, and the strip mall consists of and exclusively only these things: a tattoo parlor, a liquor store. I think there's a strip club. There's definitely a sex toy shop.
Okay.
And then there's some other vice. But it's like, man, you could have such a great weekend there.
Yeah. Like 2 days. Distilled into one strip mall. 200 miles from my home. So it's vacation destination. Yeah. Now you're not talking about Uranus, Missouri, correct?
I don't think it's in Uranus. We've talked about this before, right? I think this has come up on this podcast before.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not in Uranus.
I do. Yeah, I do love that now in the transcript of this podcast you have. I don't think it's in Uranus.
Depending on which AI we're using to transcribe this, that could go bad. Anyway, where are we now? Oh, okay. So the boarding house is basically a brothel at this point. Now, several years into the whole ordeal, a prostitute was strangled to death in the red bedroom on the second floor.
Okay.
And it was called the red bedroom because it was painted red.
Okay, makes sense. I mean, yeah, you have 10 bedrooms. You got to figure out some way to like tell the difference between all of them.
And then the man who strangled her threw her body into the closet and then ran away. So he was never caught.
Oh, okay. Well,
someone was coming to clean the room one day and opened the closet door and the body fell out.
Oh, prostitute. I was wondering where that person went. Okay.
And then at some point in its history, a young boy, quote, drowned in the basement.
In the basement?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have no further information. This is in several sources, and no one bothered to explain how or why this had happened.
How or why or who or any, just, a boy.
Yeah. Drowned in a basement.
It happens.
Your basement floods.
It happens more often than you think. Yeah.
But none of this death seemed to bother anyone too much. And the brothel actually runs for a really long time. It survived both world wars. Wow. And it kept on going right into the swinging 60s. It's there forever.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of vice happening.
I mean, it's kind of has it outlived the Chair Factory at this point?
Yeah, the Chair Factory, I don't know if it sold or it closed down, but at least their version of the Chair Factory, yes, is gone. It ended in the early 20th century. I think the whole thing is gone. So yeah, it's like, hey, Dad, look whose business is still up and running.
Earth's oldest profession outlives chair making, unfortunately. Yeah.
So in 1963, a Finnish immigrant named Ino Sari moved into the boarding house. And he was pretty quiet. I don't know if he spoke much English. He mostly kept to himself. He didn't bother folks much.
Mm-hmm.
But he did like to smoke cigarettes in bed, which is not a good idea.
Not great for the house, it doesn't sound like. Yeah.
No, and I was wondering, like, because in old stories they always talk about how people smoke in bed and then the house catches fire, right?
Right.
And I thought, well, I wonder if that's still that's actually a thing that is a big deal. And so I found an article from 2020, the year of our Lord 2020, that said, quote, smoking in bed is the leading cause of fire deaths still today. So don't smoke in bed, folks. That's a bad way to go.
Yeah.
Compounded by, I guess mattresses used to be super flammable because in 1973, the U.S. government had to pass the Federal Mattress Flammability Standard. So I don't know what they made them out of, but
even today.
Yeah, and still. So it's not a very good standard. Anyway, so Eno burned to death in his bed. And it was widely assumed that he was smoking in bed, and then the bed caught fire, of course. But it's sort of strange because only the bed burned. Like the rest of the room was fine.
Okay.
Which
the house looks very like made of wood, by the way, from the outside.
Yeah. So this is actually, and this is not a joke, this has led quite a few people to deduce that actually Eno Sari died of spontaneous combustion.
Yes, the Spinal Tap curse, of course.
Yes. So this is a very popular theory of what happened to him. But whatever happened, he died, and that wasn't good for business. So suddenly, like, people are like, I don't think I want to go stay at that place.
Yeah, that prostitute that prostitute that got choked to death in the red room, and the boy that drowned in sewage in the basement. I can look past those things, but spontaneous combustion is spooky.
You don't fuck with that. No way. So Edward is starting to despair a little bit, and he's also so old by this point.
Yeah.
He's like in his 70s, I think. He starts drinking more and he starts gambling pretty hard. And in 1965, he's playing a game of poker, and he was out of money, but he had a really good hand, So he bet the house.
His house.
Literally
that he is
his
in.
House.
Yeah.
He bet his house. He said, I wager one house. And he lost.
Oh.
And Jay Stemmerman becomes the new owner of the Pierce Mansion. Now the Stemmermans felt bad for Edward, and they let him live out the rest of his days, I think, in the basement. Like you can stay here with
the boy's ghost. Sure.
Right. Which is only about 2 more years. He only lived 2 more years after that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
So he passes on, and then so the Pierces are officially out of the house forever. And since then, the house has changed hand a number of times. It's been a bed and breakfast. It's been a primary residence for folks. It has been a haunted experience. Another building that has been turned into a haunted house. That is a haunted house. And now it's it has a curator. I think it's basically a museum that is soon it's going to open up, I think, for you could stay there overnight if you want, like an overnight haunted experience.
Okay.
Yeah. But no matter what its function it has served, there's one thing that has remained constant the whole time. The house is real fucking haunted. So the dead prostitute haunts the second floor bedroom where she was murdered, obviously. There's the boys in the basement. The ghost of the boy who drowned in the basement. He hangs out down there. He also will be seen really kind of all over the house, mostly in the basement.
Yeah,
I mean, see him running around.
That's how kids are.
Yeah,
it's like all over the fucking place. Yeah,
that's right. Let's see. In the room where Eno Sari burned to death, guests are constantly reporting the overwhelming smell of smoke of fire smoke. They keep calling the front desk to say something's burning, and they're like, "No, it's not." I understand what you're saying.
There is a reason your room costs $10 less than the rest. So.
Guests at the house have experienced the following: disembodied voices, chanting, full-bodied apparitions of ghosts, furniture that moves on its own, screens that go flying off windows, doors that slam, wild temperature swings, footsteps in the hallways with no people there, the foul odors of sulfur throughout the house.
Oh, that's not good.
and shadow people.
It kind of gets worse the further you go on that list, by the way.
Yeah,
don't like any of those things.
I ordered it that way. Some people have claimed to see Pierce's first wife, Susan, wandering the halls, a woman in 19th century garb, with half her flesh eaten off her body. And it is supposedly quite common to hear the sound of a lion roaring in the house.
I think we missed a part. I remember a lion being in the house.
This is a sound that apparently it's so loud it shakes the entire house, and it is assumed this is the spirit of Sylvester Pierce himself voicing general displeasure at what the house has become from beyond the grave. That feels like a stretch to me. I feel like someone has killed a lion in this house.
Yeah. I mean, let's not go making this more complicated solution than it has to be.
Right.
Someone brought a lion into the house. It accidentally died. No one needs to get blamed
unfinished
for
business.
It. Yeah. And that's a roar sometimes. Yeah.
And a pet lion. You're gonna have a ghost cat in your house one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about this. The older Axel is, the older his ghost is going to be when he's a ghost cat.
I'm hoping that like the less unfinished business he has, though. So like by the time he dies, it's going to be as much of a relief for him as for anybody.
That's true. But he's also going to be like wandering around in his late stage, be like, where's my litter box? And that's how he's going to go trying to find his litter. So that's unfinished business.
Yeah. I'm going to randomly smell cat shit every few days somewhere else in the house.
Yeah. For your 20-year-old cat ghost.
Can't wait.
There's also a disembodied voice. I almost forgot this one. There's a disembodied voice that threatens to, quote, squeeze every throat. Oh, and Edward also haunts the basement. He and the boy haunt the basement together.
I kind of figured Edward would be included in there.
Guests have been pushed down the staircase from behind.
Really?
By ghosts, yeah. And I couldn't find more details about this. But one person was almost pushed out a third floor window.
Almost pushed
out. So I don't know if they were like pushed into a window or I don't know.
Yeah.
They're fine though. They're fine.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. but yeah, so it's kind of a unique story because the people who died, there aren't a whole lot of very obvious reasons why there might be ghosts here.
Yeah.
And so like the paranormal activity people are experiencing at this house vastly outweighs like the number of grisly deaths that have happened at this house. Which leads some people to speculate that there is some sort of perhaps it's built on a
ley line or something.
A ley line or a Native American burial ground or something.
Some sort of concentrating element.
Yeah, which I think makes a lot of sense. That's where my money is too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Some sort of curse thing happening and if you want to visit the mansion, you can sort of, why does this down here? There's another ghost. The final ghost is that of a Maddie Cornwall. Oh, that's why. If you want to go visit the mansion, you don't have to worry about being pushed downstairs. I don't think though, because the last ghost at the house is Maddie Cornwall. She was the Pierce's nanny. And according to psychics, Maddie has returned to the house after death because she loved her time in the house so much that she wanted to spend eternity there. And she works to keep the other spirits in check.
Okay.
This might be why the person didn't fall out of the third floor window. Because Maddie's like, come on. Nope.
We've been over this.
Yeah. So it's like a protector ghost, which you don't see often.
Refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. And if you do want to visit the S.K. Pierce mansion, God help you. But good news.
You want a vacation in Gardner, Massachusetts? You go right ahead, I guess.
Yeah, the current owners are planning on opening it for overnight stays once renovations are finished. And you have to wait your turn though. They have a wait list going, and it apparently has over 3,000 names on it.
Good Lord.
Which I do not understand. People just love chairs. They love chair history.
Yeah, can't get enough of it.
And that is the story of the S.K. Pierce house. I'll tell you, I was a little disappointed because as I started reading up about it, and it was like, it's so fucking haunted. Here are all the ghosts. I thought, well, this is gonna be great. There's gonna be lots of murders in this house. And then by the time I realized there weren't really, then I had researched too much. And I was, that's not gonna be time that I waste on my own. I'm gonna waste your time also. But yeah, there's something going on there.
Absolutely.
If you liked wasting your time with us today too, then you should subscribe and tell your friends and rate and review. We have a new review. No, we have a new rating. It's not a review.
Okay, well,
so it's nice. It's 5 stars, which is good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But it didn't have a review, which is okay.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, stars are good.
Yeah. I think stars are best probably for the algorithms and stuff, and they're super easy. You can just click those. It's very simple.
Yeah.
But if you want to leave us a nice words, that's fun too. Oh, do you want to see pictures of the house inside?
Inside the house?
Yeah, I got some inside, some interior photos for you.
I got time.
Yeah, you don't want to go back upstairs?
No.
Oh,
it's very pretty.
It's very nice.
I really like that woodwork. Yeah.
This must be the half story. Little steps going up there.
I can see that. Yeah.
This is the red room.
Oh, I don't know if I would stay there though.
I don't like
a little
this
red.
room. It's it's
something
quite
seems very wrong about it.
It's appropriately named, that's for sure. I
not staying there either, obviously.
No, clearly.
No.
But it's nice.
Yeah.
What's this room? No, that's
I would visit this house. I would not sleep in this house.
This bedroom, the curtains in this bedroom look like funeral garments.
Yeah. There's also something odd about the fact that they're holding using metal folding chairs to hold all the drapes back for some reason. I don't really know what's going on there.
Well, it's part of the house's history.
Sure. Yeah.
Here's a little safe.
Very nice.
What's Ellen Pierce? Ellen's safe.
Oh, lovely.
It's got to be haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more of this I see, the more I don't want to go into this house, to be honest.
Yeah. Look at this weird fireplace.
It's more of like a. Yeah. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you're right. The deeper you go, the more unsettling.
The weird, the weird piano. I don't need to see the YouTube video. I don't need that.
I thought you had time.
No, not for that, unfortunately.
Anyway.
Oh, speaking of, someone's gonna go shit on the floor over there. Never mind.
What? Is he not doing that?
No, he's currently shitting on the floor.
Oh, he is.
He is, absolutely. Yeah.
Now
is that time?
It's him, or
yeah, he is finishing his business over there. So I'm gonna leave him be.
That's true. If you ever wanted to knock him off, that would, just so you know, that the time is right when he's done finishing his business. You don't want to run the risk of accidentally making a ghost of that cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Just wake up with slime trails on your arm every morning. Well, since I said wake up with slime trails on your arm every morning, that must be the end of this episode.
That is the magic word for the week. So
we'll see you next time on Is This a Ghost?